What's going on, guys? Rob at 3STRONG. I'm continuing my talk about anatomy. Today, I want to talk about these little suckers right here. The shoulders, the deltoids, those little teardrop or reverse teardrop little balls on the sides of your body. That's not scientific at all. But anyway, this is what the function of the deltoids is, or are. The deltoids, they really help to move the shoulder around. The shoulder is a very mobile joint, and really one of the big muscles to help move the shoulder around is the deltoid. That's why it's kind of a ball shaped, because it needs to move in a just an infinite number of directions. The major functions of this muscle is lifting the shoulder up. So pulling the shoulder up. So even if I go in front, I'm lifting that shoulder up. You can actually feel this. So as you do this little exercise here, put your fingers in, push it into your shoulder, lift up, and you'll hopefully feel something's going to tighten up. Okay, now kind of push on the outside of your shoulder, lift up to the side. Now I can feel those tighten up. And then if I pull back, squeeze my shoulder blade back and pull that arm back, now I've activated some different muscles there, the back. There are 3 different heads of the deltoids. We have the anterior, the medial, and the posterior head of the deltoid. So if I show, this is the side view of the arm. There we go. There it is. You have the 3 different heads. You have the anterior. This is the front one here, which helps to lift everything up to the front. You have the medial or the lateral head, which helps lift things out to the side. And then you have this kind of posterior head, which is helping pull things back. The shoulder joint, for the most part, if you are doing any upper body movement, whether you're doing pull-ups, rows, pushing, pulling, anything like that, the shoulder joint, the deltoid, will be working as well. But a different part of the deltoid will be working. Let me show you. Let me give you some examples here. Yes, it's easy to say, if I want to work the front head, the lateral head, and the rear head, I need to do front raises, lateral raises, and then these reverse raises here. Yes, it will work those heads, but the body is a complex system. We know the function of it, but our body performs in a complex manner. So even if I'm doing overhead press, again, we are literally just focusing on what's happening from the elbow joint to the shoulder, just this upper section. Ignore what my forearm is doing. Say I'm grabbing a bar and I'm doing an overhead press. Guess what my shoulder joint is doing? Isn't that the same as lifting it to the side? I'm pressing overhead. My anterior and my medial head, even a little bit of the rear deltoid is working, even as I'm doing this pressing motion. Plus, compared to a lateral raise, notice the range of motion. Most people don't do lateral raises this way. They'll go lateral raises up to here. Notice if I do a overhead press with my elbow in nice and tight, and then I press overhead, I almost have 180 degrees of range here. That's going to tax the shoulder joint far greater than if I just do this isolation work. Not that the isolation work is bad, but your primary movement needs to be some sort of pressing motion. And that's really going to get the shoulder. If we go back to what the chest muscles do, if I'm pressing here, I'm still getting the front head of the shoulder, the deltoids, because it's helping to lift my arm up. Once I get that arm higher, now I've really started to hit the deltoid. So any pressing motion overhead. This is going to be more chest, some shoulders. As that angle of push gets a little bit more vertical, I'm starting to use even more of the head of the deltoid. When I'm doing any pulling exercises, my rows, now I'm lifting my arm back, even if I'm pulling, doing rows. Notice how even when I pull back, you can see that little bump back there. That's my rear deltoid. So even when I'm doing pressing motions, pulling motions, this entire head of the deltoid, the shoulder, is working during all those motions. Okay? That's your deltoid. Work 'em. See you tomorrow.